This is your weekly Zodiac Frequency Guide for the powerful week of May 1st to May 7th, 2026. A week filled with deep transformation, emotional release, and powerful new beginnings. On May 1st, 2026, the powerful Scorpio Full Moon arrives, one of the most intense full moons of the year. As Pluto begins its retrograde journey, this full moon opens a deep transformation portal. It illuminates our hidden emotions, buried secrets, unspoken truths, and old wounds that are ready to be healed. This is a week of emotional release, powerful rebirth, and reclaiming your inner strength. Get ready for profound shifts. Dear Aries, this week your sacred healing frequency is 639 Hz, the frequency of heart healing and opening to giving and receiving love.
The powerful Scorpio full moon is gently but deeply activating your relational field. Old emotions, hidden resentments, and energetic patterns you've been carrying are rising to the surface to be lovingly released. You may feel sudden bursts of motivation mixed with emotional sensitivity. This is a divine invitation from the universe to release old relationship patterns and create healthier, more balanced connections. Pluto retrograde is supporting you to examine who you allow into your sacred energy. This week is perfect for healing old anger and stepping into a more authentic version of yourself. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 639 Hz every day with your hand placed on your heart. Repeat this affirmation: I release old anger and open my heart to healthy, loving connections. Move your body, speak your truth, and trust the transformation. This week, your greatest growth comes through relationships, and so it is. Now moving on to Taurus. Dear Taurus, this week your sacred healing frequency is 528 Hz, the frequency of miracles, DNA repair, and deep abundance. The Scorpio full moon is illuminating your opposite sign, activating deep themes around self-worth, material security, and emotional stability. You may feel a strong desire to slow down, evaluate your values, and create more stability in your life. Old beliefs about what you deserve are being transformed. Mercury entering your sign brings practical opportunities, while Pluto retrograde helps you release old attachments to money, possessions, and self-worth issues. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 528 Hz daily, especially in the morning. Place your hands on your heart and say, I am safe, I am worthy, and abundance flows to me easily. Spend time in nature, practice gratitude, and take slow, solid steps toward your goals. This week, your greatest growth comes through self-worth and inner security. And so it is. Now, moving on to Gemini. Dear Gemini, this week your sacred healing frequency is 741 Hz, the frequency of cleansing, awakening, and clearing mental fog. The Scorpio full moon is powerfully activating your communication and subconscious house, bringing hidden thoughts, secrets, and mental patterns to the surface. You may experience rapid thoughts, sudden insights, and a strong urge to speak your truth. Old limiting beliefs and mental clutter are being cleared away. Pluto retrograde is helping you transform the way you think and communicate, while Uranus continues to bring breakthroughs in your self-expression. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 741 Hz daily, especially during journaling or meditation. Affirm: I release mental clutter and speak my highest truth with clarity. Write down your thoughts, have honest conversations, and limit overthinking. This week, your greatest growth comes through clear communication and mental liberation. And so it is. Now moving on to Cancer. Dear Cancer, this week your sacred healing frequency is 417 Hz, the frequency of change, emotional release, and clearing away negative energy. The Scorpio full moon is deeply activating your home, family, and emotional foundation sector, bringing old family patterns and inner insecurities to the surface. You may feel more sensitive and emotional than usual. Old memories and family-related wounds are rising to be healed and released with love. Pluto retrograde is supporting you to transform your sense of inner security and release what no longer belongs in your emotional home. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 417 Hz daily, especially before sleep. Place your hands on your heart and affirm, "I release the past with love and welcome new emotional peace." Cleanse your home energetically, spend time near water, and nurture yourself gently. This week, your greatest growth comes through emotional healing and creating inner safety. And so it is. Now moving on to Leo. Dear Leo, this week your sacred healing frequency is 432 Hz, the frequency of universal harmony, creativity, and heart-centered expression. The Scorpio Full Moon is activating your creativity, self-expression, and romance sector, bringing hidden ego wounds and desires for recognition to the surface. You may feel a strong pull to be seen, create, and express yourself authentically, while also facing where you've been seeking validation from others. Pluto retrograde invites you to transform how you shine, from ego-based to heart-based leadership and self-expression. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 432 Hz daily while creating or meditating. Place your hands on your heart and affirm, "I shine my authentic light with love and confidence." Express yourself creatively, play, and lead with your heart instead of seeking applause. This week, your greatest growth comes through authentic self-expression and inner confidence. And so it is. Now moving on to Virgo. Dear Virgo, this week your sacred healing frequency is 852 Hz, the frequency of inner clarity, intuition, and spiritual awakening. The Scorpio Full Moon is activating your daily routines, health, and service sector, bringing hidden perfectionism and self-criticism patterns to the surface. You may feel a strong need to organize, analyze, and improve things, while also noticing where overthinking and self-judgment are holding you back. Pluto retrograde is helping you transform your relationship with perfectionism and embrace a more intuitive, compassionate approach to yourself and your daily life. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 852 Hz daily, especially during meditation or journaling. Place your hands on your heart and affirm, "I trust my intuition and release the need for perfection." Simplify your routines, rest when needed, and listen to your body's wisdom. This week, your greatest growth comes through inner clarity and self-compassion. And so it is. Now, moving on to Libra. Dear Libra, this week your sacred healing frequency is 639 Hz, the frequency of harmony, balanced relationships, and heart-centered connection. The Scorpio Full Moon is activating your partnership and marriage house, bringing important truths about balance, fairness, and one-on-one connections to light. You may feel a strong desire for harmony in your relationships, while also facing where you've been people-pleasing or losing your own balance. Pluto retrograde is inviting you to transform power dynamics in your close relationships and choose connections that truly honor your worth. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 639 Hz daily with your hand on your heart. Affirm, "I create balance, harmony, and healthy relationships in my life." Set clear boundaries, have honest conversations with loved ones, and remember your own needs matter too. This week, your greatest growth comes through relationships and inner balance. And so it is. Now, moving on to Scorpio. Dear Scorpio, this week your sacred healing frequency is 396 Hz, the frequency of releasing fear, guilt, and deep emotional transformation. The Scorpio Full Moon is happening in your own sign, bringing the most powerful transformation portal of the year. Hidden truths, secrets, and buried emotions are coming to light. You may feel intense emotional waves, power struggles, or a deep desire for rebirth. This is your moment to face your shadows and rise stronger. Pluto retrograde in your sign is asking you to review your personal power, control issues, and what you're ready to release for your highest evolution. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 396 Hz every day, especially at night. Place your hands on your heart and powerfully affirm, "I release fear, guilt, and everything that no longer serves me. I reclaim my full power." Journal your deepest emotions, practice shadow work, set strong boundaries, and allow yourself to transform. This is your week, Scorpio. The full moon is here for you, and so it is. Now moving on to Sagittarius. Dear Sagittarius, this week your sacred healing frequency is 528 Hz, the frequency of miracles, joy, and expanding abundance. The Scorpio full moon is activating your sector of higher learning, travel, and philosophy, bringing deep truths and old belief systems to the surface. You may feel a strong urge for freedom, exploration, and meaning, while also confronting where old beliefs are limiting your growth. Pluto retrograde is helping you transform your worldview and release outdated philosophies that no longer align with your soul's truth. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 528 Hz daily, especially while planning or dreaming big. Affirm, "I expand into joy, freedom, and abundance with ease." Read inspiring books, spend time in nature, and take one bold step toward your vision. This week, your greatest growth comes through optimism and inner expansion. And so it is. Now, moving on to Capricorn. Dear Capricorn, this week, your sacred healing frequency is 741 Hz, the frequency of cleansing, structure, and spiritual discipline. The Scorpio full moon is activating your career, reputation, and public image sector, bringing deep responsibilities and old power structures to the surface. You may feel pressure around your goals and achievements, while also receiving clarity on what structures in your life need to be released or rebuilt. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is supporting you to transform your long-term goals, leadership style, and relationship with authority and success. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 741 Hz daily while planning or working. Affirm, "I release what no longer serves me and build strong, aligned foundations." Review your goals realistically, set healthy boundaries with work, and rest when needed. This week, your greatest growth comes through disciplined transformation and long-term vision. And so it is. Now moving on to Aquarius. Dear Aquarius, this week your sacred healing frequency is 852 Hz, the frequency of intuition, higher vision, and spiritual awakening. The Scorpio full moon is activating your subconscious and collective consciousness sector, bringing deep insights about your role in the bigger picture. You may experience sudden flashes of insight, strong humanitarian feelings, or a desire to break free from old limitations. Pluto retrograde in your own sign is deeply transforming your identity, freedom, and how you contribute to the collective. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 852 Hz daily, especially during meditation or creative thinking. Affirm, "I awaken to my highest vision and contribute freely to the collective." Journal your ideas, connect with like-minded people, and give yourself freedom to innovate. This week, your greatest growth comes through intuition and visionary thinking. And so it is. Now moving on to Pisces. Dear Pisces, this week your sacred healing frequency is 963 Hz, the frequency of divine connection, spiritual awakening, and unity consciousness. The Scorpio full moon is activating your sector of hidden realms, spirituality, and subconscious, bringing deep soul memories and spiritual insights to the surface. You may feel more intuitive, dreamy, and emotionally sensitive. This is a powerful time for spiritual downloads and soul-level healing. Pluto retrograde is supporting you to release old illusions, victim patterns, and anything that disconnects you from your divine essence. Practical guidance for this week. Listen to 963 Hz daily, especially before sleep or meditation. Place your hands on your heart and affirm, I am connected to divine love, wisdom, and infinite possibilities. Spend time near water, journal your dreams, set energetic boundaries, and trust your intuition. This week, your greatest growth comes through spiritual connection and surrender. And so it is. This concludes our weekly frequency journey.